Book of Heaven, Volume 12, January 17, 1921. The Fiat Mihi of the Most Holy Virgin had the same power of the Creative Fiat. The Third Fiat will be the fulfillment and completion of the prayer taught by Jesus. The Fiat Voluntas Tua, sicut in Coelo et in Terra. I felt my poor mind immersed in the immense sea of the divine volition. Everywhere I could see the imprint of the Fiat. I saw it in the sun, and it seemed to me that the echo of the Fiat in the sun brought me the divine love that darts through me, that wounds me, that flashes through me. And I, on the wings of the Fiat of the sun, rose up to the Eternal One, and brought, in the name of the whole human family, the love that darted through the Supreme Majesty, that wounded him, that flashed through him. And I said, "In your Fiat you gave me all this love, and only in the Fiat can I return it to you." I looked at the stars, and I could see the Fiat in them, and in their sweet and meek twinkling, this Fiat brought me the pacific love, the sweet love, the hidden love, the compassionate love in the very night of sin. And I, in the Fiat of the stars, brought to the throne of the Eternal One, in the name of all, the pacific love in order to put peace between heaven and earth, the sweet love of the loving souls, the hidden love of many others, the love of the creatures when, after sin, they returned to God. But who can say all that I understood and did in so many Fiats with which I saw all creation strewn? I would be too long, therefore I stop here. Then my sweet Jesus took my hands in his, and clasping them tightly, he told me,
"My daughter, the Fiat is all full of life. Even more, it is life itself, and therefore all lives and all things come out from within the Fiat. From my Fiat creation came out. Therefore in each created thing one can see the imprint of the Fiat. From the Fiat Mihi of my dear Mama, pronounced in my volition, having the same power of my creative Fiat, redemption came out. So, there is nothing in redemption which does not contain the imprint of the Fiat Mihi of my Mama. Even my very humanity, my steps, the works, the words, were sealed by her Fiat Mihi. My pains, the wounds, the thorns, the cross, my blood, had the imprint of her Fiat Mihi, because things carry the imprint of the origin from which they came out. My origin in time was the Fiat Mihi of the Immaculate Mama. Therefore all my operating carries the mark of her Fiat Mihi. So in each sacramental host there is her Fiat Mihi. If man rises from sin, if the newborn is baptized, if heaven opens to receive souls, it is the Fiat Mihi of my Mama that marks, that follows everything, and from it everything proceeds. O power of the Fiat! It rises at each instant, it multiplies, and it makes itself life of all goods. Now I want to tell you why I asked for your Fiat, your yes in my will. I want my prayer that was taught, the Fiat Voluntas Tua sicut in Coelo et in Terra, this prayer of so many centuries, of so many generations, to have its fulfillment and completion. This is why I wanted another yes in my will, another Fiat containing the creative power. I want the Fiat that rises at each instant, that multiplies for all. I want in one soul my same Fiat, which rises to my throne, and with its creative power brings upon earth the life of the Fiat on earth as it is in heaven."
Surprised and annihilated in hearing this, I said, "Jesus, what are you saying? And yet you know how bad I am and incapable of anything." And he,
"My daughter, it is my usual way to choose the most abject, incapable, and poor souls for my greatest works. My very Mama had nothing extraordinary in her exterior life, no miracles, not a sign that would make her be distinguished from other women. Her only distinction was perfect virtue, to which almost no one paid attention. And if to other saints I gave the distinction of miracles, and others I adorned with my wounds, to my Mama, nothing, nothing. Yet she was the portent of portents, the miracle of miracles, the true and perfect crucified, no one else like her. I usually act like a master who has two servants. One seems a giant, Herculean, capable of everything. The other one, small, short, incapable, seems to be good at nothing, not an important service. If the master keeps him, it is more out of charity and also for his amusement. Now, having to send 1 million, 1 billion to another country, what does he do? He calls the little one, the incapable one, and entrusts the great sum to him, saying to himself, "If I entrust it to the giant, all will fix their attention on him. Thieves will assail him, they may rob him, and if he defends himself with his Herculean strength, he may remain wounded. I know that he is capable, but I want to spare him. I do not want to expose him to the obvious danger." On the other hand, this little one, knowing him to be incapable, no one will pay attention to him. No one would think that I might entrust such an important sum to him, and so he will come back safe and sound. The poor incapable one is surprised that the master would trust him when he could use the giant, and all trembling and humble, he goes to deposit the great sum, with no one deigning to look at him, and safe and sound he returns to his master, more trembling and humble than before. So I do. The greater the work I want to do, the more I choose abject, poor, ignorant souls with no exteriority that might draw attention upon them. The abject state of the soul will serve as safe custody for my work. The thieves of self-esteem, of love of self, will not pay attention to her, knowing her inability. And she, humble and trembling, will carry out the office entrusted by me, knowing that not herself, but I myself did everything in her.
Thank you for being a part of our community here at Divine Will app. If you enjoy listening to Jesus' lessons on how to live in the divine will, please give this video a thumbs up. Your likes help us reach more souls yearning to live in the kingdom of the divine will. We'd love to hear your thoughts and reflections, so drop a comment below. Your insights not only enrich our community, but also inspire others on their spiritual journey. And don't forget to subscribe to our channel. By joining us, you're helping to spread the news of the kingdom of the divine will, so that together we can bring His kingdom to reign on earth as it is in heaven. In the divine will, always.